Is the glass half empty or half full? We all heard this question before, and we know that this is a metaphor to describe a person's outlook in life. Some people tend to see the negative side of things, thus they view the glass as half empty. Some people tend to see the positive side of things, thus they see the glass as half full. For too long, this question has been used to measure the person's perspective, attitude, and even personality. But I believe that this question oversimplifies our understanding of the world. Friends, my name is Bryan J. Cutin. I'm a mental wellness coach, and today I want to challenge the way we think about the question of whether the glass is half empty or half full. I want to suggest that there are more nuanced ways to look at it. When we ask whether the glass is half empty or half full, we are assuming that there are only two possible answers to the question. Let's consider one answer, the half-empty view. When we see the glass as half empty, we tend to focus on what is missing, what is lacking, what is gone. This can be a useful mindset in a certain way, like if we try to identify the potential problems or risk. But if we stay in this mindset for too long, we risk of becoming pessimistic. We may start believing that nothing will ever go in our way, and that the world is a bleak and unforgiving place. Let's consider the other answer, the half-full view. People who see the glass as half full tend to focus on what is possible, what is something to come. The problem with this mindset, however, is that there is a risk of becoming naive, a risk of becoming overly optimistic. We may start believing that everything will work in our favor and that we do not have to worry about the challenges ahead. What if we don't see the glass as half empty or half full, but rather just a glass with some water in it? A perspective that doesn't involve any judgment or evaluation, but simply acknowledges the reality of the situations. A mindset of realism, a mindset of balance, a mindset that allows us to see both half empty and half full, not as a matter of perspective, but as a matter of fact. Instead of focusing on these binary terms, limiting only on whether the glass is half empty or half full, what if we adopt a more open-minded approach? What if we adopt a more beautiful approach? Using the concept that I developed called Eunoia, a beautiful thinking, I'm going to share 3 things that we can do to have a beautiful way of looking at the glass. So what is a more beautiful perspective on looking at the glass? Number 1 is we need to embrace a more expansive view of the world. Focusing on the glass limits our perceptions of the situation. It's a narrow view that only captures one aspect of the situation, one aspect of what really is going on. Instead, we need to look beyond the glass and consider what are the other factors at play. For example, we may consider where is the glass exist? Is it on a table, in a small room? Is it in a larger setting like a restaurant or in a TEDx stage? Why is it there? By understanding this broader context, we can develop a more holistic view of the situation and find better ways to approach it. Looking beyond the glass and embracing a more expansive view of the world can help us to become more adaptable, more creative, and more resilient in facing the challenges. And this ultimately leads to a more positive outcome. The second one is we need to take action. When we see the glass as half empty and half full, we are tempted to focus too much on it. We forgot that we have the power to fill up our glass. It's about taking responsibility. It's about taking responsibility of our lives and recognizing that we have the power to shape our own experience. It means being proactive rather than reactive and taking steps towards creating a life that we want to live. This one could have different meaning to different people. For some, it may mean setting goals and taking steps towards achieving it. For others, it may mean seeking out for new opportunities for growth and development. Whatever it means to you, taking action to fill up our glass can lead to a greater fulfillment and satisfaction in life. This could also mean we need to sacrifice short-term comfort for long-term gain. Maybe it will require us to step outside from our comfort zone, face our fears, and take risks. Yes, it's difficult, but the reward of taking action to fill up our glass can be immeasurable. The last one is we need to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. Yes, we need to allow ourselves to be vulnerable. It's like filling up the glass with our innermost thoughts and feelings and experience. This means being open, being honest about what you are really feeling right now, even though it's difficult and uncomfortable. Yes, allowing yourself to be vulnerable is difficult. We may worry that sharing our innermost thoughts and feelings will make us appear weak. But in reality, it's a sign of strength. It takes courage to share our true selves with others. And by allowing yourself to be vulnerable, you can build deeper connections. You can create a sense of intimacy and feel more connected with the world. By sharing your experiences with others, you may also discover that you are not alone in your struggles and that there are people who have gone through similar challenges. Friends, in order for us to move forward and continue to flourish in this world, we need to know ourselves to be able to fully live and be able to love. We need to feed that empty space with beautiful thoughts, with beautiful actions. Soak ourselves in them. Do something bigger than yourself. Put yourself into work with all your heart, with all your soul. Eunoia, it's not a goal to reach. It's a kind of thinking that we need to learn, an endless process to refine. This is about how you navigate with what you are feeling right now, how you navigate with who you really are. Knowing more about yourself, filling up that emptiness, finding incredible people, creating meaningful life, and becoming a bigger and better person. I am not asking you to focus on the positives and disregard the negatives. In fact, this talk was never about optimism because positivity comes and goes. This is about a kind of thinking that we need to learn and hold on to. Looking at the glass half full is not the right answer. We should not force positivity. Instead, cultivate a healthy mindset that recognizes both positive and negative emotions. Let us nurture a mind that strives for authenticity, vulnerability, and empathy with ourselves and others. Because maybe, just maybe, we can have a more meaningful life if we just have a beautiful mind. Thank you.